So there are two different places within your papers that you're going to be citing. So where you cite, you're going to want to have a citation of your source in your paper as either a parenthetical citation or a narrative citation. And we'll take a look at what those look like. And you usually must include your source in your reference list, which comes at the end of your paper. Now, there are some exceptions to this for certain classical texts. Probably the most common are religious texts, such as the Quran or the Bible. So there are some situations where you would not be doing that, or in situations where you cannot actually be citing the source because there's no way to retrieve the information. So if you have an interaction with somebody else, and it's like a correspondence that somebody's not going to be able to look up, then that could also be potentially included within a paper as a personal communication, though those are better to use sparingly. So let's take a look at what paraphrasing looks like. Now, with paraphrasing, we do not use quotation marks. When you're using quotation marks, that's telling your reader, this is exactly how they said it. And so you don't want to misrepresent how somebody has said something. So if you're paraphrasing, don't use those quotation marks. And page numbers are not required, but they can be included when it would be helpful to your reader. So it's actually a little bit easier to do paraphrasing. And the APA manual does actually encourage you to use paraphrasing. And a good reason for that is that it actually makes it a little bit more readable. If you think about voice constantly changing with quotes, that's something that's best avoided. So it can help with the reading flow to not be quoting things necessarily. So you can see an example here where we have the last name of an author, a comma, 2005, and the period. By the way, with these examples here, they are in red text. You would not be using red text within a paper. It's just showing you whenever an example is on the screen, it is going to be represented slightly differently with that red text color. Now, parenthetical quoting, it's going to look like this, where we see that there's quotation marks around the words. And again, this should be exactly as it comes from the text. There are ways that you can modify certain words if you need to for flow, such as if you replace a word, then you can put square brackets around that word to indicate that you have replaced it, or you can use ellipses when you are omitting part of a text. But generally speaking, you want to have it be word for word. And then just like with the parenthetical citation, we have a last name, comma, the year, comma. But now we need to make sure that we add the page number to the end of it. That's important because you need to be letting your reader know where they're going to be able to find that particular quote whenever you've done a quote, and so that it's not going to be difficult for them to locate. And the other thing that you'll see here is that the period is on the outside of the in-text citation. This is important because it helps clarify which sentence you're associating that citation with. So you want to be really clear so that it's not there's no potential that they would think that it would be the subsequent sentence. Now, narrative quoting looks a little bit different, and that's for examples like this where you might be referring to the author by name. Now, you'll notice here that we're not including full names when we refer to people within APA style. And we're not including titles either, so we're not saying doctor or anything along those lines. We're just giving the last name of the folks that we're referring to. So what we'll do is we'll refer to them by last name, like DeBello that we see here, and then we'll follow that immediately with the year of the citation. So you see that there's the parentheses with the year 2005. And since we're referring to them by name, DeBello found that, and then we put our quote in there. Then we follow it with the quote, and then we put the page number after the quote. You always want the page number after the quote. Again, that helps with clarity for your reader so that they know exactly where that particular quote is going to be found.